Thursday, October 12th. Got back really late last night from Boston, where we were at the Institute of Politics at Harvard and had a great town hall event there. It was really incredible to hear from the students.
It really was.
Tonight's event represents an affirmation of the importance we invest in education and rational exchange. You're committing yourselves to listening, to understanding, to leading change at a moment when we have never needed leaders more.
A lot of people haven't heard the voices and the division between rural and urban centers in the United States.
I've come from an immigrant family. My parents, are first generation. Whenever I see on TV Donald Trump and he bashes Mexicans, it's just not just Mexicans. It's all of Latin America. All of what my parents and what my family represents.
Some members of my family aren't able to come into the United States, and real people who are on DACA, their lives are being threatened.
My fear is that in 2 or 5 or 10 years, people will mistake fatigue for peace, meaning we'll stop having these conversations because they're painful or difficult, and that will be at the expense of people that are actually suffering.
My dad's had dementia for about 4 years. We've had a few scares. We have insurance, but I have friends who don't. And we just got through the whole healthcare debacle, and just kind of the frustration of having nothing get done, and people just get, it's like a football game, you want your side to win when it's people's lives are on the line.
If there is a Republican in the room,
Is there?
Is there anybody? Anybody?
Oh my goodness gracious!
There are more Republicans in Harvard than there are at MSNBC.
Breaking down stereotypes.
Addressing your comment about everybody being on teams, I think many Americans have had their political voice robbed of them. I think things like gerrymandering and voter ID laws have made it so that even if you have a differing opinion, or even if you want to weigh in a conversation about policy, sometimes your vote just won't count as much as other people's votes will count, even in our democracy.
Don't let go of how much you love this country and why.
59% of young Americans agree that they want actively to do what they can to help unite and not further divide this country.
We are proud that well more than half of our community at Harvard is engaged in public service in a meaningful way. Who's knocked on doors in a campaign before?
Wow. Thank you.
They want to get involved, and they want to get involved in a significant way, and that's just great. Still very hopeful and optimistic.